Kumartuli is a place where gods are not made, gods are created. You cannot think of Durga Puja in Kolkata without Kumartuli.
That dull grey color of the clay gets transformed into glamorous deities, glamorous gods and goddesses.
They breathe life into those lifeless structures. The gods come to life there. It is the home of the god makers.
My name is Bhadra and I am a photographer by passion. I first visited Kumartuli way back in 2002 or 3 and I fell in love with it. This time I'm coming to Kumartuli after a span of about 15 years. Things have changed definitely. But what I found that the spirit of Kumartuli and the artisans, though slightly affected by the coronavirus pandemic, it is the same.
অনেক ক্ষতি হয়েছে গত বছরে আর এই বছরে এত ডিফারেন্স হয়েছে যে ধরুন আমি 30টা 40টা দুর্গা করতাম সেটা 15-16টা দুর্গা করেছি তারপর 10 ফুট 12 ফুটের দুর্গাগুলো হতো সেগুলো বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে 6 ফুট 8 ফুট 7 ফুট এসব ঠাকুর হচ্ছে তা অর্ধেক হচ্ছে
The process which starts from clay and ends in a glamorous deity, that is attractive. But what attracted me most was the artisans.
They do not have the luxury of air-conditioned studios, well-furnished studios, workplaces. They do not have that luxury. They work on the open road, sitting on benches like this, and they work magic. Totally undisturbed by the passers-by, by the tourists, the photographers.
They live out their lives in Kumartuli. Their entire family is with them in Kumartuli. And you can see the family life of the artisans running parallel with the family of gods and goddesses they are creating. It's an inexplicable bond. It's a very strong bond between the creator and the creation.
আমি 60-62 বছর ধরে আমি নিজে বাবার কাছে থেকে যেমন ছোটোর থেকে আমি কারবার করছি সেমনি আমার পরিবার তো আমার ছেলে আছে তার ছেলের পরিবার তার ছেলে হবে
এই শিক্ষা তো কোনো বইতে লেখা নেই, কোনো ইনস্ট্রাকশন ম্যানুয়াল নেই, মানে দেখে শেখা এবং হাতে কলমে কাজ করে শেখা।
কলমে দেখে শেখা কাজ পরস্পর আমরা যেমন বাবার থেকে শিখেছি এবার আমার ছেলেরাও আমার থেকে শিখেছে।
Artisans live there, as well as their open-air studios are also there. So you find them on the two sides of a narrow alley.
If you are given the space to compose or build something, you need a perspective. Now the perspective of a human anatomy is generally judged at a distance. Just look into this space and the amount of idol placed here.
It's a cramped space of, say, 10 feet across, with two idols being made on the two sides of it. Very often, the hands and the arms of the two adjacent idols have crossed each other. This artisan has just 3 or 4 feet to go back to look at the perspective, and it is done perfectly. You can find no flaw in it. These huge structures of gods and goddesses are basically made of clay. The first structure is made out of bamboo. Then straw or hay is tied onto the bamboo to give it the idol a rough shape. Once this done, now clay is applied on the hay to give it the final structure. The face of the idol is the most crucial part. Whenever people go to visit this Durga pandals or the pandals where the pujas are done, inevitably they first look at the face. These people, I've seen them finishing off the faces with the faces set up on their laps. And with such delicacy, they go on finishing the different features of the faces attached to the main body, and the finishing is done. Then comes drying up the body. Once the idols are completely dried up, the painting process starts. The drawing of the eyes plays a very crucial part. It was a saying that the eyes are drawn on the day of Mahalaya, but that's not quite true. Some are drawn earlier, some are drawn later.
Kumartuli is a photographer's paradise. The grey color of the clay gradually turning into colorful idols is a subject you cannot ignore.
Composing photographs with animate, with humans and inanimate objects, that was the final place. So you can easily compose a photograph with their normal family activities along with the family of goddesses being created, gods and goddesses being created.
Try using the ambient light. Do not use flash guns. Point number 1, because the harsh light will spoil your images and it will distract them.
These huge idols of Durga Pratimas, they are carried out of Kumartuli on shoulders, mind it. They are carried out by hand. Temporary structures are removed and those narrow alleys become the roadways. So once the idols are shifted out, Kumartuli takes on a very deserted look. Very deserted look, a different look. But that's also, say, for a week maximum. It starts all over again. Because the Kali Pujas are knocking on the door. So Maa Kali comes to life the moment Maa Durga leaves them. The work in Kumartuli goes on year round.